Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Your host, Fred Arnold, on the Santa Clarita Business and Real Estate Show, joined by Jake Young. Jake Young is a mortgage professional at American Family Funding. Jake, we're going to jump right in it. You've been on the show many times. Tips and tricks to get your home loan approved.
Yeah, I like that. Tips for Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Taco Tuesday, but today it's mortgage tips and tricks, how to get your home loan done.
Love that. So credit score was one of them.
Yeah, you know, FICO scores, obviously a big deal whenever you're taking any kind of financing, Fred. And so in a home loan, no different. But I would recommend that you do your due diligence. If you know you're going to be buying a home in the next few months, you got to know your FICO score. You got to know what's on your credit report. In fact, the government allows you to pull one free credit report a year, and it doesn't ding your credit. It's not a hard inquiry. You can go to www.annualcreditreport.com. It doesn't give you your FICO scores, but at least it will tell you if there's negative remarks on your credit, things that you want to bring to the attention of your loan professional, your loan officer, and say, hey, how do I clean this up? How do I make it better? How do I improve my FICO score?
Yeah, that's really important. And if you get pre-approved at American Family Funding, you can actually take a peek at it, see what's going on with it.
Yeah, pre-approval, which we highly suggest. The lender will pull your credit and be able to give you some tips on here between now and when you buy. Here's a few things you can do to improve your FICO score. So
yeah, love that.
You're going to want to talk to somebody that knows, and you can also do some due diligence for yourself.
Down payment, closing costs.
There are a lot of loan programs, Fred, that allow for a smaller down payment now. You don't have to have the traditional 20% down to buy a home. You do need to save a little bit because whenever you buy a home, there's financing involved. There's always something called closing costs. You're going to have to pay for the appraiser. You're going to have to pay for an inspection report. You're going to have to pay the escrow fees. So there are a few fees that you're going to need to have saved up. So even if you have a small down payment, there are a lot of loans to allow for a small down payment. Your lender can go over those with you, but you will need a little bit of money at least saved for closing costs.
And in some cases, 3 to 3.5% down, but on a VA loan, there's no money down.
Right.
And in some cases, I know you've negotiated and asked the realtor to negotiate the seller pay them.
Right. Yeah. So there's tons of options as far as if you have a small down payment. Obviously, the bigger down payment, then you may not have mortgage insurance. Your payment will be less, but you can get into a home with a small down payment, but you'll need a little bit of money, at least set aside for closing costs.
Yep. Love that. And you don't want to job hop when you're looking.
No, don't
to buy a house.
Yeah, don't quit your day job and become a superhero or a ninja or any of that. I think the common problem that sometimes we'll see, Fred, is
what's wrong with being a ninja?
Nothing. It's just hard to get a home loan.
It is
initially.
It is.
But when you go from being, let's say, an employee somewhere, and maybe your employer says, "Hey, we're going to switch you to 100% commission employee," or you're going to quit that job and stay in the same industry but be self-employed, that can be tricky. So don't quit your day job until you get that financing in place. I actually worked with somebody before, and 7 days before they were supposed to close their loan, supposed to close on a house, they left their job. And so that kind of threw a monkey wrench in at the last second. So you want to keep your job in place. Don't switch jobs when you're in the middle of financing or knowing you're going to be buying a home soon.
And if you're going to, go see Jake and figure out whether you can make that change much beforehand, just in case it's in the same industry. Now, Jake, you mentioned this before, credit, but it's really important that if you're going to buy a house, you go to someone like Jake, a mortgage professional, because if you're going to pay down some debts, there's some debts that have more of an impact on you qualifying than others.
Yeah, and you're going to want to, like you said, talk to an expert. For instance, Fred, something would look like this. It's common I'll have somebody meet with me and they keep a lot of their debt, let's say, on one revolving card because that card gives them all their airline points, right? And so you may be artificially driving down, making your FICO score lower by having a high balance or on that credit card where that credit card's almost to its limit. So talking with somebody and getting somebody to say, hey, maybe it makes sense to restructure, put a few $1,000s on this card, a few $1,000s there. You actually bring your FICO score up, even though it's the same debt.
Yeah, I love that. And another thing is go and get pre-qualified before you buy so you know what you can afford.
Yeah, get pre-approved. Have the lender, collect all your paperwork. So at American Family Funding, what we'll do is called Keys on Time. If you're buying a home, we'll actually take all the paperwork up front, submit it to the underwriter, who will give you a full loan approval. It's as if you're a cash offer. It's powerful that you can come in, make an offer on a house, and say, I have no loan contingencies. All the loan contingencies are signed off. I can buy your home, and because I've been fully vetted, fully pre-approved, not just pre-qualified.
And typically, tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, and that's enough information typically
Yes.
to get that done. So
Yes.
it's not as gruesome as up front. I know there's some details we have to get later, but that's kind of what someone like yourself needs.
Yeah, pretty standard, and I will say it seems that some guidelines are starting to loosen up a little bit in the industry. It's making a little bit more common sense. So I think it's better than it has been the last few years as far as not being as intrusive, being a little bit more common sense underwriting for people looking to buy.
Love that. Jake at AFF Loans?
Yes, Jake at AFF Loans.
And phone number?
Area code 661 505-4303, and I'm here in Santa Clarita.
Excellent. Now, Jake, I want to ask you a quick question because I think you were able to make the difference in lives of a lot of people because you're really one-on-one with your clients and really engaged. And you did something great for Thanksgiving that I wanted to share with all the listeners. The human side.
Yeah,
of it, right?
I personally like to have that interaction, that human touch, belly to belly, if you will, with your customers. And so what I did is I bought several pies, at least 25 pies, and then I took the day before Thanksgiving had my poor wife. She was kind enough to get in the car with me, and we drove around and delivered pies and just took a few minutes to go to people's doorsteps, knock on their door. These are past clients. Give them a smile, a hug, see their house, something that we've helped had a part of making that dream come true. And it just feels good to go in the community, to go to Santa Clarita, to visit your clients face to face and put a human touch on their financing side. We're more than just a number. It's about building relationships with people. I like to do that. I love to do that.
And making a difference in someone's life because, again, it's just a pie, but showing up to someone's house and showing that you care. And you do that every year.
Yeah, I do, and it's great. There's nothing like seeing a smile of a past client and say, hey, come on in. This is the house you helped us buy.
Yeah, and I love it when the loan officers at American Family Funding do that, take the time to go out and create a difference in someone's life. Again, Jake, those want to reach out to you?
Area code 661-505-4303.
Jake, thanks so much.
Thanks, Fred.
Absolutely. Well, Jake Young on the Santa Clarita Business and Real Estate Show. This has been your hometown station, KHTS. Host Fred Arnold.